Most music that people listen to these days are comprised of two distinct parts, the words and the tune. The Alter Rebbe taught if words are the pen of the heart, then melody is the pen of the soul. The words on their own, absent a tune, transport an idea from one to another. Now if you add a melody to those words, it amplifies its impact in a most profound and deep way. I remember as a teenager listening to a rabbi in his 50s who was searching for inspiration break out in a song. Which song? A camp song from his youth. Words touch the brain and maybe the surface of the soul, but music penetrates and reaches the depths of the soul. This week's Torah portion, Haazinu, is one poem. It's a poem that Moshe sang to the Jewish people. When you read the words, you would never think it was a song, for the content seems more like for a fiery sermon. But in his divinely ordained wisdom, he chose to relay the message via a song. The poem of Haazinu is the eternal reminder that the Jewish people's exile did not signify God's breach of the covenant, but to the contrary, is the result of the nation's breach of the covenant. It demonstrates that God had warned our nation even before we ever entered into Eretz Yisrael, that our existence as a sovereign nation in our homeland depends upon our commitment to His laws. We therefore cannot attribute our exile to God's arbitrary or sudden decision to abrogate His agreement with us. We must rather acknowledge that it was we who, as God foresaw centuries before the exile, breached the covenant, prompting Him to drive us from our ancestral homeland. It's also a reminder for us that our relationship with the Almighty has not been and never will be permanently broken. For God's presence is always in our midst, and He is always looking out for us. It tells us of the time when those who currently persecute us will meet their end, and our relationship will be restored to its full glory. All this powerfully given over, not just with words, but with a melody. The power of song plays a big role in our society. There was a study done by UK psychology professor Nathan Dewall. He analyzed lyrics of Billboard Top 10 songs from 1980 to 2007. Over time, songs are becoming more and more about me and less about us, Dewall said. Narcissistic words in songs increased over time. First-person words like I, me, and my increasingly cropped up, while artists were less likely to use words like we, according to the study. When one looks around the world today, we find more mental health issues, skyrocketing suicide rates, and over 100 people are dying every day from drug overdoses. Dewall said that finding that narcissism in society is increasing along with anxiety is widely known in many psychological studies. He said liking yourself and being confident is one thing, but loving yourself to the point of not being able to take criticism is something totally different. If Haazinu teaches us anything, it is the power of song. We must be super careful about the musical lyrics that we're listening to. Without me even noticing it, the artist may be poisoning my soul with their own personal toxicity. And on the flip side, the power of song that shares a positive message, a message of hope, a message of connection, a message of yearning, a message of faith, a message of joy. This type of music can transform a person from the depths of the spear to the gates of personal redemption. As we are ready to celebrate Sukkot, Zman Simchaseinu, the holiday of joy, let us remember to engage, sing, and dance to the celebratory songs of this holiday, and they will deliver with them the joy we need and want for the entire year. I wish you a good Shabbos and a good Yom Tov. May we merit to celebrate this year Hakel in the Holy Temple together with the Melech Yisrael, the King Mashiach. May it happen b'meheira v'yameinu. Amen.